everybody, it's Bob Hamel here back at my house in Wilmington. It's hot as blazes out there, so we got the air cranked here inside so we can stay nice and cool. We are doing another version of All About the Flavors today, a show where we like to minimize the use of salts and fats and let the natural flavors of the food that we're preparing come about. And so what are we doing today? Good question, glad you asked. What we're going to do is we're going to make a pork burger that has a little bit of Asian flavoring to it, and it's got a lot of pickled vegetables that we're gonna quick pickle everything, and it also has as a base for it a sriracha mayonnaise. So you've got the flavoring from the pickling, you got the flavor from the heat from the sriracha. And then we were going to add, I better look at it. We're going to add some ginger, some roasted garlic, and scallions to the meat to make up that mixture. And we're also going to add panko, which I forgot to pull out, so I'm going to have to get that in just a second. I'm going to add panko to the meat because the panko breadcrumbs, because we want it to act sort of as a binder, but also because it's pork. You know, you're going to get that 20% fat factor that's going to ooze out. Well, that's your flavor. We're going to have the panko kind of absorb that in the cooking process. So I'm going to get the panko. Be right back. Don't go anywhere. Okay, so all right, I got my panko. Thanks for reminding me. We're going to make up we're going to get the pickling going first. So I've got, let's see, which is the better bowl? This is the better bowl for that. I've got 2 tablespoons of rice wine vinegar. I've got 2 teaspoons of white sugar. That's going to go in there. And now it also gets it's supposed to get like a 1.5 tablespoons of sesame oil, but I find sesame oil to be so powerful that I'm only going to use a couple drops of it because it just infuses so much. The flavor just gets in there and it gets crazy. So let's leave that out. We're going to mix this up, and you're going to look at this and say, like, wow, that's not much liquid for all these vegetables that you have here. And I say, you're right, it's not. But in the pickling process, what's going to happen is the liquid from the vegetables gets extracted and the flavor goes in. So this will probably double in volume. So I've got white onion, very, very thinly sliced. I've got some radish. Again, we want to make these are like matchsticks. I've got some carrot. I used the grater on the carrot so that it get it as thinly sliced as you can see. Get that there. I've got some cucumber pickles, right? Gotta love that. That goes in. And I've got some red pepper. So we're gonna get all this in here. Now we're gonna start mixing this up. Get some of that, get that liquid all over it, and it'll really all start coming together very nicely. So you can see it's going to get all nice, and these vegetables are all they'll maintain their crunch actually, but the flavor is just going to soak right through it. So let's put this aside, okay? Let it sit, do its magic. Now I'm going to clean up, and we're going to start working on the pork. See you in a minute. When you're dealing with raw product, you really want to go with the glove factor. And raw meats especially. Raw vegetables, you're fine. But raw meat, you know, the health police would probably take a dim view of me doing this without gloves, so I don't want them knocking on my door saying, hey, cut it out. So we're going to not do that. So I've got a pound of ground pork from Walden Meat Share. Really, really good stuff. I'll put that in there. I've got about 2 teaspoons of grated ginger. Get that in there. The flavor of this is going to be phenomenal. The ginger is just great. We got some roasted garlic. I've got 4 medium-sized cloves of that. 1 scallion, as thinly sliced as possible. And we're going to add some panko. But first, we're going to add just a little bit of mirin and a little bit of soy. That's going to give you... We don't want it to be too sweet, and we don't want it to be too wet. Because if it's too wet, once you put it on the grill, it's going to fall apart. So there we go. Just a little bit. You don't need a lot. And then the panko. And then we dive in. So let me clean this out of the way. And we just go in and get your hands working. And this, the flavor bomb that this will become is just amazing. So you can't really see it, but I can feel it, that the meat is still moist. It's going to be really nice. Okay, that's looking, you want to get everything as incorporated as possible, because that's what you need to do. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Flip it over one more time. Now, let me get my tray to divide these up into 4. Try and keep my messy hands off it. Okay, so I'm going to get 4 patties out of this, so 4 ounces each. One like that, one like that, and just form it very, very much like a ball, and take it and just flatten it out a bit. You don't want it to be too thick, but you don't want it to be too thin. So that looks pretty good. Take this one, do the same thing 4 times. There we go. So our meat is ready. We'll get rid. Don't need these anymore. See you later, gloves. Old restaurant trick. You take one, put it inside the other one, then you just get rid of it. Okay, we're done here. I'm going to go get the grill started, and we're going to. I'm going to clean up first, and then we're going to go outside, and I'm going to cook some burgers. And by that time, the pickling should be done. I still have to mix up my aioli, which is the sriracha and the mayo. We'll do that in a minute, but see you in a second. Okay, we are in the process of the grill is going, so it's probably about 700 degrees out there, and that's just the air temperature. We're going to make up our sriracha, which is just basically mayonnaise and you could use store-based sriracha, you know, the thing with the, you know what I'm talking about. Well, we have some homemade. We belong to a farm share, and last year we got a lot of hot peppers, and you can only dry so much. So we made our own sriracha. Just cooked it down, add a little honey, and it's just got a great flavor profile. So this is going to be the dressing for the burger. I've got mayonnaise. I've got my sriracha. It's two generous tablespoons full. You can add, you know, it's really to taste. You know, I like it spicy. So just going to mix this up. And not only does it taste good, it's got a real cool color. So let's just add a little bit of pepper to that, because I think black pepper does a lot of good in cooking. So here we are. Let's just a little more. Okay, let's do a taste. That's it. Perfect. It's got a little bite from the sriracha, but it's not overwhelming. So it's pretty good. All right, so I'm going to put this in the refrigerator for now, and we're going to head outside. We're going to start cooking. So don't go away. Be right back. See you in a minute. Okay, we are outside. The grill is almost 600 degrees. I'm going to start sweating in a minute, but we have a task to do here, so let's do it. So I've got my grill going. I'm going to leave the burger patty in the pan because I want to make it'll cook beautifully and it'll get a nice sear on it. But I'm more concerned about it falling apart because even though the panko is a good binder, you know, you want to make sure that it doesn't fall apart. So we're gonna have that cooking. Temperature just went down by 100 degrees when I had that open. We're gonna let this start doing its magic. It's gonna cook, and then in another couple minutes when I turn it, we'll put the bun on, get a nice little light toast on it, because you gotta have that toastiness flavor aspect. And so that's it. So stick around. We got cooking to do, okay? Be back in a minute. Okay, we've been probably a minute. I don't hear any sizzling, but I'm curious. I want to see what's going on. So let's take a look. Oh yeah, okay, there's some sizzling. We got some cooking going on. There's a little bit of fat on the bottom. That's good. I'm not even going to do anything with this. Oh, I should have oiled this before putting it on. Okay, just going to leave it. We're going to come back to it. Okay, I'm going to just checked it off camera. It's looking good. We're going to flip it. I'm going to make sure I don't burn myself. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, look at that. Oh my God, that is just absolute gorgeosity. That looks great. I am super psyched about how this is coming out. Okay, we're going to push this back in. I'm going to take my roll, get it on top. That's only going to cook for like 30 seconds at the most, otherwise it's going to be blackened, and we don't want that. So let's let it do its magic, and we'll be right back in a minute. Okay, we've got, gonna go check the bun, make sure it's okay. That's perfect. Perfect, nicely browned. The burger looks phenomenal. I think we're good here, so we're gonna shut down, go inside, assemble, and feed Elijah. See you in a minute. All right, we are back here, back in. Time to start assembling. I've got my bun. Looks really good. We're going to put a little of this sriracha on both sides. Why both sides? Because we can, that's why. I want to get a good dollop of the sriracha aioli. Right there. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of lettuce on the bottom, because you want to have that nice little greenery crunch factor. Our gorgeous looking burger. That looks delicious. And now a little bit of the pickled vegetables. You can see that like I told you, that the liquid would double, and it really almost did. So let's get a nice little healthy portion of this. Try and get a little bit of everything. There we go. All right. Today's preparation: a pork burger, semi-banh mi style, Vietnamese banh mi. And you know, in our house, it's all about the flavors. So this looks like it's going to be a good meal. And thanks for watching. We'll see you again some other time, and hopefully in your house it's all about the flavors too. Okay? See you. Take care.